Good morning, sports fans. Today is Monday, May 18th, 2018. You're watching Rate Game Live with your host, Nick Mark George. This is the only sports show in the world that is powered by fans on an app. It's called Rate Game, and it is of my own creation. Made an app that is free. It's free 99. And it is for the purpose of rating sports games that you watch. So say it with me. Rate game. You rate games. That's all we do. So you guys rate the games as sports fans, and then I use the ratings. I use what you say, and I myself am also a sports fan, so I like to think I'm kind of plugged in to a certain degree. And then I shape the show. I kind of take something from here, take something from there, and before you know it, we have the makings of a rundown, a sports show, some segments, some hot topics, some takes from y'all, from me. And the beauty of that is, there's moments, there's things that don't necessarily show up in the box score that deserve our attention. So we shine a light on those things, and we don't talk about gambling. We just don't do it. We don't have space for it. There's no room for that here. I built Rate Game specifically to get back to old school sports in a time when you turn on the TV and you have Sports Center Top 10. And then you wouldn't have somebody coming in saying, if you bet on Cade Cunningham to have the most points in Game 7, you'd lose. Because that's all it is right now. It's just a nonsense. It's in your face all the time. So if you come here, if you watch this show, that's my promise to you. Every morning, we'll talk about sports. We won't talk about gambling. We'll keep it a buck. Keep sports the main thing. All right. So with that said, the way that we always kick it off and what we do here as I get my little banners up. Oh, shout out second camera, by the way. Watch this. I was trying it out yesterday on the Sunday stream. We have a little experiment, a little more freedom on the weekends. Really just let our hair down. It's kind of cool because I can watch myself at a different angle, and then boom, there I am. I'm back. I'm back on the main stage. But then it's like, yo, what's going on? Then I was like, I'm back. All right. So were the sports good is the name of the game. It is how we kind of set the table. It's the guiding light. It's the principle. It's the routine. It's the structure that I need. I'm a creature of habit. So let us get into it. Let us check out the rundown first and foremost, and then we will kind of chip away into the segments. I got some Sunday series, not scaries, series, meaning baseball. MLB does a little thing called I guess it's like interstate, because Mets and Yankees, okay, New York. Then down here where I am currently, they had the Tampa Bay Rays playing the Marlins, Miami Marlins, so Florida. Out in Chicago, you had the White Sox and the Cubbies. And I'm sure, and out in LA, LA, California, you had the Dodgers playing the Angels. So I think it's a state-based series is what they're looking for, because the Mets and Yankees certainly aren't like rivals. It's a Subway Series, right? They only play each other twice a year, once at City, once at Yankees. So whatever the case is, whatever they're calling it, I'm calling it the Sunday Series. Then we got Cavs to the Eastern Conference Finals. One of the worst game sevens you'll see. Statistically speaking, honestly, it's historically, I think, the 8th biggest blowout of all time. Flame wrote up a nice little did you know, so we can explore that. We had a PGA champ yesterday for the first time in 107 years. A man, an Englishman, a man from England, Aaron Rai, Aaron Rai, won the PGA Championship. So I tossed that up as an experience. And then we have today in sports history, the big unit threw a perfect game today, 22 years ago. And then, of course, the whole reason we're here, folks, the World Cup is coming to town, and we are going to learn about a new country as we march towards June 11th. That is the day when it officially kicks off. All right, so where are the sports good? Let's take a look. We had not so great, mixed bag. I think it just updated here in real time, but had 5 active leagues yesterday. NBA, of course, the one game. Major League Baseball is probably a stacked slate. English Premier League, I think, had 1 or 2. Major League Soccer and the WNBA. So let me see. 27 games played. That's actually pretty healthy. 274 ratings on those games. So for those who might be new to the program, those ratings, the 274 on the left-hand side, that's within the last 24 hours. That's what informs this bad boy up here, the 6.18. The platform ratings, that's more canonical. That's for like people that have just found RateGame. They might be new users, and so they're going and they're finding games of yesteryear, of weeks and seasons past. And so those ratings still count, obviously, because we are also on a little mission here, a goal. Every Friday, we do a check-in on the road to 1 million. So we are trying to see our progress every week, every Friday. We save it to that goal, that milestone. So last Friday, we did a little check-in. I think we're at like 24% of the way there, meaning 240,000 ratings all time since March 2024, which is when we kicked off. So that is where those 429 go. Looking at the little bar chart here, I saw this morning. Yeah, look at this. So somebody came in. So this is UTC. This is the time zone that this is in is UTC. UTC is a universal time zone. It's I think like right smack dab in the middle of Europe somewhere. So it's actually, this 9 a.m. is actually 6 hours UTC is 6 hours ahead of the East Coast. So this is actually 3 o'clock in the morning. Somebody came in and threw up a 3.3. That's why you see the little red bar there. But by far and wide, we're looking at a lot of yellows. WNBA popped off yesterday with the 728, the highest rated league. Major League Baseball with a 631, 158 ratings, 15 games. So big slate and a lot of ratings on baseball. 2 games in Major League Soccer, 5 games in the English Premier League, and then our Game 7. I'm surprised it's even this high, honestly. I'm surprised it's even this high. Game was never close. Probably have a lot of Cavs fans coming in and boosting that up. We'll take a look at it anyway. So that's your night in sports, 24 hours, 6.18. Say, yeah, 100% a mixed bag, trending on the downslope. Usually what you're looking for is a 6.5 and up. 6.6 is fantastic. A 6.7, and this all goes green. So it's the same scale as, yeah, I would say that bad. Yeah. If we're talking about Game 7, yes. Good morning, by the way. Raise up, dude. How are you? All right. So the rundown will show us the way because sometimes I forget, folks. Sunday series. Okay. Yeah. So Mets and Yankees were playing baseball, I think, over the weekend. Yes, for game 7, absolutely, it was that bad. Absolutely, it was that bad. So it was bad. It was really bad, but I think to get a game 7 to be incredible is not as common as you think. Like, when was the last game 7 that was down to the wire? I was trying to think, like, game 7s, first of all, you gotta get a game 7. Game 7s are kinda rare. They don't happen all the time. And then when it comes to game 7, like, the 2 teams are usually, like, so sick of each other. They're so tired of playing each other. It's kinda rare to get a game 7 that comes down to, like, a Kawhi buzzer beater. It's kinda special that happens. So, on the inverse, right, it can be definitely yeah, Philly, Toronto, like, that's what I'm talking about. That was obviously 7 years ago, so I know we've had better game 7 like, we've had game 7s that have been close since then, but to get a game 7 that is what everybody hopes for when you get everyone says 2 best words in sports, game 7. It's not a guarantee that it's gonna be, like, incredible theater. Like, a lot more often than not is what we saw yesterday is what actually happens. One team is just superior. Like, think about it. Even game 7 in the finals last year, obviously, Halliburton goes down in the first 5 minutes. That game was over. The game was over. The game was like deflation. Wow. Raise up, dude. You have that shot blowing up on your wall? Did you rate it? We just put it up on as a throwback. That's crazy. Why do you have that shot blowing up on your wall? Are you are you just a fan of incredible shots? Are you a fan of the Raptors? Curious. Curious now. So, checking in on the extra camera angle here. Just to close the point, I think people rightfully so just get this or this idea in their mind as a sports fan that it's like, oh, game 7 automatically going to be dramatic, down to the wire, buzzer beater environment, and then they play the games, and then more often than not, we get yesterday's outcome where Cavs just had it. Cavs just brought it. Certainly surprising, but it wasn't here. This was the I think most compelling sequence and this was a great call by Ian Eagle. This was to end the first quarter. You had Donovan Mitchell and Ian Eagle's subsequent call to end the first quarter. I think this was like the play. This was like the play of game 7 right here.
22 Cleveland. 2 seconds. 1 second. Mitchell backs it in. A spider bite at the end of the quarter.
He brought it.
28-22 Cleveland. 2 seconds. 1 second. Mitchell backs it in. A spider bite at the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that was it. That was your game 7 highlight there, right there, folks. Now, obviously, there was more, but in terms of excitement and drama, I don't know. Hey, look, both these guys had played game 7s in the last series, so and I think both game 7s in the last series too were not that great. So, it is what it is. Like, I was kind of over this series a long time ago. I was eating my words because I was saying, the Knicks are going to get some rest, and then whoever wins the series, I hope that it goes 7, and then sure enough, it goes 7, and I was like, oh my god, the Knicks last played basketball 8 days ago. 8 days ago, the Knicks played basketball. It's insane. It's insane. All right, so Subway Series. The Mets had a play yesterday that I featured on this program. that was a dropped pop out by the rookie, Bengi. And the Yankees also had a ridiculous sequence by Rodon, the pitcher. So kind of cancel each other out. Yesterday, I thought this was deja vu. I had to watch this. Like, the only reason why this was different to me in my mind is because the Mets changed their jerseys. But yesterday we had like an oh no, the Mets. Hold on, before we play this, just because this is spectacular. So I just spent a while Googling. In the last 5 years, there have been exactly 2 Game 7s that ended with a point differential of 5 points or less. Brooklyn, Milwaukee in 2021, Miami, Boston in 2022. And how many Game 7s have there been, Flame? That's the real stat. Like, how many Game 7s since in that same time frame? It's got to be like 10, 50. Like, what's the sample size? You know what I mean? All right. So this is deja vu. I thought this was the same play. It was only when I recognized that the jerseys were different, because I think there's been 20 Game 7s. Wow. And only 2 of them, you're saying, would be considered like clutch or close. That's crazy. But also supports my statement. It's hard to get a good Game 7. It's hard to get a great Game 7. It's hard. It's rare that we see the drama. It's rare. More of them have ended in 30-point blowouts than have been within 5. Case in point, yesterday. Great stuff, Flame. Flame's had his coffee this morning. He's rocking and rolling. I love it. All right, so here's the little deja vu from yesterday for the Oh No Mets.
Popped up. Bichette. Drops the ball. The ball falls, and going to second is Grisham. Scoring is Volpe, and the Yankees lead 5-1.
Gay's laughing.
He kept drifting back.
You know what's crazy about that too? Like, look at how he drops it. Like, look at it's identical.
Bichette.
Right off the side of the glove, he's reaching over his body. So that's like a terrible posture to make a pop up. Don't have to go far because it was from yesterday's show. Look at this. Remember the play we just saw? Tell me if not for the jerseys being dark, does not look like the same exact play.
Flies the first one to right center field. Ben drops the ball. Oh no!
He's in the outfield, so it's a little bit further back. But only the Mets, man. Honestly. Good news, though, is they absolutely lit up Bednar, and the hero of the game, the man at the plate, Tyrone Taylor, with the 3-run bomb to send it into extras. Mets would end up winning this one 7-6. Let's hear it.
And Taylor gets a first pitch.
Smoked. Holy goodness. Oh my God, that was out in a hurry. Just want to hear that sound of the wood. Oh, that is gone.
Deep down the line toward the pole, and it's out of here. Tyrone Taylor ties the game with a 3-run homer.
That was a moonshot. He just friggin' smoked that thing. That was a missile. So Bednar blows it. He even had the same oh no, right, Flame? Bednar blows it, and the Yanks let one slip here to the Mets. Losing a series to the New York Mets in the year 2026 is a bad look, folks. That is not what you want. Let's see here. Let's see what we got on the old rate card. because I know we got a lot of. It's always a spirited bunch. Oh, man, lost my sound. 1 second. And we're back. 7-2. Nice. There we go. There's that beautiful split that I love. 8-9 from Mets fans, 8-0 from the neutrals, and a 3-6 for the Yankee fans. Great representation too. This is that's about as salty as it gets from a Jays fan. Says Bichette ass. Yeah, the only way to tell the difference between yesterday's drop and today's is the color of the jersey. This one was for my dear friend Paul Viz, lover of Mets baseball, and Juan Soto. So that's actually a good friend of mine. We're all in a group chat together, and over the weekend they were saying that this was the Mets World Series. There we go. My World Series this year. Finally came back after trailing through 8. Tyrone Taylor, my GOAT. We are so back. The Mets are not back, folks. Let's be real. The Mets are very, very far from back. Just got to play winning baseball, though. Still early. It's getting a little late. Getting to the middle innings here. Getting to like the top of the second, bottom of the third. So certainly time to tighten the belt. But that was your Subway Series finale. That was a great way to end the series. The other series of note that was exciting was the Sox versus the Cubbies, and we had another walk-off in that one. So this one was crazy. There was like a really strong wind out in Wrigley, which happens a lot. Obviously, there's just swirling Chicago winds all the time. And there was like a lot of home runs that were pushed back. Like they would have been home runs if not for this, like, I want to say 16, 20 mile an hour wind. So obviously the game ends on a walk-off smoke job from Edgar Carillo. Let's listen.
Carillo sends this one deep to left center. Back he goes. It's gone! Edgar Carillo works it off into 10. That's how you break out of the slump.
Oh, he was in a slump.
Celebrate that, man, because the Sox take the series from the
He loved it. Look at that. Wow.
game. Southside, stand up.
Wow. Wonder if this is the White Sox call.
It had everything.
Awesome.
Carillo sends this one deep to left center. Back he goes. It's gone!
Whoever's on commentary is losing it.
Works it off into 10. That's how you break out of the slump. Celebrate that, man, because the Sox take the series from the Cubs.
Wow.
On game, Southside, stand
Oh.
up.
Awesome. Awesome. I gotta see some takes. I wonder if Captain Crunch is probably all over that. Number one White Sox fan. Let us see. I imagine probably been a minute since the White Sox have won a series versus the Cubs. Wow, 7 Sox fans. 9-5. 9-5. Wow. And even the Cubbies fans, respect. Not as salty as the Yankee fans were. White Sox own Chicago. There he is. There's the captain. Edgar Carillo's bat wakes up at the best time possible and walks it off for the Southsiders to take the Crosstown Classic. Let's go. This man has been through it, folks. This man has been through it. I just love when the White Sox win. I think the White Sox are his favorite team. I have to ask him, though. But he's been an OG on RateGame. Rates every single Chicago sports game. I think he's the #1 fan in all Chicago sports. Yep. He's every single team in Chicago, #1 fan. Much respect for the captain. Yeah, it's got to be. There's got to be some good Pope juju coming. Absolutely. Ever since Pope Leo came in and started flexing, and, there was obviously the video of him at the World Series, which is just iconic. Yeah, the tale of the tape's been a little bit different here for Chicago on the South Side. Cinema. Enjoying the ride. There we go. Enjoying the ride. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, Mom. Fish Jake, absolute cinema. Edgar Carillo walks it off. Sox take the Crosstown series. Terrible pitching, but our hitters shined, including probably the three least likely to. Good games, Cubs. Great series. Let's see. Cubs fans. Heartbreak. This is a really good game. Obviously disappointed as a Cubs fan, but it was an electric last couple of innings with the Conforto homer and then the walk-off. Much respect. And the Diamond Hands achievement on that one. Very nice. This was insane. Who even is Edgar Carillo, dude? This rematch in October is going to be cinema. Man, could you imagine? When was the last time we got that? Cubs Sox. Okay, they're above 500. Not great, not like crazy out of the question. Certainly not. They got the Southside Samurai. And the Cubs are amazing. Cubs are amazing this year. Wow. I don't think I realized that. So is actually, I did know that. I knew that. I knew the Cubs were very good. Despite, I think, Pete Crow-Armstrong. Oh, Pete Crow-Armstrong. By the way, very, very, very inappropriate interaction out in, what was it, right field he's covering? Let's see if we can get this up. So obviously there's going to be, yes, Murakami is absolutely doing this much for the Sox watchability. All right, so this is Pete. This is happening live, or this whole real time. You can see that PCA has a little oopsies. Let me go back here. Yeah, so he has a little error. It's not the best way to look at this. There we go. All right, so the ball's hit out to right field. He's trailing back and, mistimes it.
Right center field. Pete Crow-Armstrong looking up at the.
So he's down on the ground.
Oh, and he can't make the catch. One run.
And they're talking smack.
Scores, and we got a tie.
He's just letting them have it.
Game, Miguel Vargas coming through here in the 5th.
That was a big effort.
And we got a tie.
It's like, ugh. And she's like right there, just giving it to him.
Game, Miguel Vargas coming through here in the 5th.
So that's like the view that you got from the broadcast. Then obviously like video surfaces right of her side of it. So you can see Pete Crow-Armstrong just barking at her. God, it is so vile. Just no love lost in Chicago, huh? He said S the D. He told her to S the D. So yeah. Rivalry renewed, you could say. The Crosstown series got some juice back. Oh yeah, PCA. No bueno. So that was the Sox took the series from the Cubs, yeah. So that was the two best in show over the weekend. The Dodgers absolutely put the beat down. I was going to say the other two. How did your Rays do? Oh, nice. They got to get back. Very nice. So that was what? They took 2 of 3? Yeah, 2 of 3. Nice. Best record in baseball for the Tampa Bay Rays? Is that right? Are they better than the Dodgers? That's fantastic. Huge if true. Let's see. Dodgers just put the absolute wallop on the poor Angels, man. That was just not. Wow. I think they are. I think they do. I think the Rays have the best record in baseball. I knew it was between them or the Dodgers. That's amazing. Just handling business. All right, so back to the board here. We had, spoke about the Cavs too, the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it's open and shut, man. The game was super anticlimactic. I think I kind of had it until halftime. I was like, all right, I'll give these guys another shot for, the third quarter, because in the modern NBA, you can certainly make a comeback, but it just never happened. And so I kind of gave up. I didn't even watch the fourth quarter. Spider showed up. Yeah, Flame, you had a great post about this. So this is tied for the 8th largest blowout. Get the comments off here. 8th largest blowout in a Game 7 in all of NBA playoff history. It's just the 9th 30-point blowout in a Game 7 ever, and 7th since the 3-point line was first added to the NBA. The Pistons were held to 35.2% shooting, which is one of the 25 worst shooting percentages in a Game 7. Wow, that's bleak. Yeah, they were bad. I mean, everybody just except for I think Duncan Robinson was still hitting threes, but Tobias Harris was terrible. The Cavs didn't even shoot particularly well, just well enough to turn their great defensive performance into a historic blowout. Cleveland out rebounding Detroit, I think is what you meant to say there, Flame, by 17 in a Game 7 is only the 12th time it has happened since the NBA-ABA merger. If we include the rest of the NBA history, it's the 22nd time it has ever happened. No matter how you look at this, Detroit got absolutely schooled. Yeah. Just a beat down. Yeah. That's what I figured, Flame. All good. Good thing you can edit these. So, oh, wow, stoplight game, folks. Super rare. Very rare that we have a split opinion between 3 different parties. So on the left-hand side, obviously the losing team. In the middle, you have the neutrals. So, not as much bias, not really rooting interest. And then on the right, you have the winner. Game 7, Jared Allen. Smell you later, John Blair. Absolutely unbelievable. Did not expect this at all to go this good. F the Knicks. All right, brother. Careful what you wish for. Let it be known. The Detroit basketball chant ends after the Pistons go down 20. It's a good one. Game 7, Jarrett Allen is real and here. It's funny how the season started looking like Cleveland were going to disappoint. Now they made it to where they hoped they could make it. Yeah. I will say James Harden's got to feel relieved. Just an awful Game 7, capped off by the fact that it sucks it went this way as a Pistons fan. Just a lack of effort in Game 7 is tough to overcome. Guess the Pistons 2028 finals confirmed. This is unfortunately a ball game where one side really showed what they could do on the offensive side of the ball. Throughout the series, the Pistons have shown their weakness. And this game really showed that specifically. Pistons in 8, though. Dookie from a butt. Why did the Pistons take so long to make any substantial subs when this shit was obviously not working? Some Game 7 not even competitive. Yeah, I don't know. I think you obviously need to get Cade some help, but I don't know if JB Bickerstaff is the answer. I just don't know that he knew what he was doing. He seemed like a little bit lost there. And wait. Oh, you sent me down Ravel. In the last 15 years, there have been 14. What was that? What was that stat? 1419p? What is that? I got to get some clarity on that, Flame, before I can process that. I think, yeah, Kenny Atkinson, definitely the better coach. Been there, done that. So, I'm sorry, not, yeah, is it Kenny? Jeez, getting my, yeah, it's Kenny, obviously. So, Kenny Atkinson versus Mike Brown with a chance for the NBA Finals. Very cool. On the other side of that, you have the Spurs. And just as many Game 7 and 19 blowouts have ended with 5. In the last 15 years, we've had just as many Game 7s that ended in 19-point blowout as we have ended with 5. 19-point blowout as we have ended within 5. So close versus. Got it. I see what you're saying. I see that. I get what you're saying now. All right. So it's a little bit more parity. A little bit more parity. Back to the board. All right. So Aaron Rai is your PGA champ. I put it up on the experiences tab because we put the Masters up. So, we wanted to hold serve here and have the second major of the year, the PGA Championship, which was hosted in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania, at the very prestigious Aronimink Golf Club. In Aaron Rai, the first English golfer in 107 years to win this thing. So there hasn't been an Englishman who has been a PGA champion since 1907. 1907 was the last time a man from England hoisted the trophy. So was it exciting? No. That's why you're seeing a 5.6. That's why you're only seeing 6 ratings. I think on the Masters we had like close to 100 because Rory went back to back. Don't quote me on that though. Let's see for ourselves. 126, yeah. So the Masters smoked the PGA Championship because I think number one, it's the Masters, and number two, Rory went back to back, and there was a lot of drama. There was like really good golf that made you want to watch on Sunday. The best thing that happened in this, like the most exciting, was the putt. He sunk a putt from 68 feet out. That ended up being the signature moment, which we'll show right now. Great putt. But this was your most dramatic moment from Sunday at the PGA Championship.
Ride the crest of the hill.
this exquisite.
He's like, it went in. He's like, wait, did that go in? Great crowd pop.
Unbelievable.
So formal. Yep. Very nice. That ended up being the decider, the sealer. I mean, nobody was really close, I think, on the board. I think he was like up considerable amount, like 3-4 strokes on 17. So that is how you win. That's how you get it done. So it's up. You can rate it. If you watched any of it, leave your thoughts. Let's see. Dominated last 10 holes. No one really even came close. Yeah. Golf has been due for a completely random major winner with the dominance we've had recently from Scotty and Rory. Obviously not the most compelling finish, but definitely had its moments, especially with Rai's dagger on 17. It's a great take. That's a great take. All right. Let us. Oh, so today in sports history, also very cool. None other than Chuck gave us this gem. So we had Randy Johnson at 40 years old threw a perfect game 22 years ago today. 40-year-old throwing a perfect game. 13 Ks. Crazy. I didn't realize this, but he beat he's now, he's the oldest person to ever throw a perfect game, obviously, 40 years old. It's insane. But the last person, the second oldest now is Cy Young. Cy Young did it when he was 37. So Randy Johnson is unk, as the kids say, throwing a perfect game at 40 years old today in sports history, May 18th, 2004. Crazy. Thank you for that. I think I don't know what his plan is, but he seems to be submitting a sports history or a did you know for like every baseball team. So shout out to Hussey, man. Yeah, he seriously was flame. They just don't make him like Randy anymore. The big unit. Guy was born to play baseball. All right, let's do a globe spin. We have reached that part of the show. Let me get our globe up. Get your globe up. Get your globe up. There she is. Look at that. The globe. Let's get globe screen over here. Spin the globe. Spin the globe. There she is. Wow. We need a Group G, man. We're so due. It's day 25. Come on now. The 25th country. Where will she land? Spin. Oh, I think I could do this. I remember this. This before. I had a drum roll. Little sound effect. Here we go. Spin. Hey. Did it not work? Hold on 1 second. The globe is glitching. One more. It's because I played the sound effect. There it is. Globe glitch. Hashtag globe glitch. Wow. Group G. Let's go. We did it, fam. We got it. We spoke it into existence. Belgium. Kryptonite. USA Kryptonite. 14 appearances. Semifinal. Best finish. Group G. Let's go. Where are they at? Tiny, tiny little Belgium all the way up there. All right. If you are from Belgium, you're Belgian. Capital is Brussels. Largest city, also Brussels. Population just shy of 12 milli. Language, Dutch, French, and German. They are a federal parliamentary constitutional monarchy. 8th ranked by FIFA, 14 appearances, best finish semifinal. Topography, coastal plain, central plateau, forest in the south, Ardennes forest in the southeast. Major industries, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, diamonds, food, and metals. Main exports, cars, pharmaceuticals, refined petroleum, and diamonds. Crude oil, cars, pharmaceuticals, and gas, the main imports. Colors for the flag. Drawn from the coat of arms of the Duchy of Brabant, a gold lion with red claws and tongue on a black shield. Vertical orientation inspired by the French tricolor after the 1830 revolution. Culture. Moule frites, waffles, obviously, Belgian waffles. Chocolate, Belgian beer. Carbonade flamand. Did you know Belgium has over 800 beer varieties? It's UNESCO-listed intangible cultural heritage. I love that. Key dates. Independence from the Netherlands, 1830. 1958, Brussels World Expo. 1986, 4th at the World Cup. 2018, the Golden Generation, 3rd place. Notable people, Rene Magritte, Hergy, Tintin, Eddie Merckx, Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn's Belgian. I didn't know that. 14 appearances, 3rd place in 2018. 20 wins, 10 draws, 17 Ls, 69-67. Good goal parity. Qualified on the 18th of November. Group G, first and foremost in Group G, president accounted for. Have announced. We do. Okay. Well, we'll see if Claude gets it right. They're not staying states. Okay, so they're going 2 in the U.S., Seattle to LA, then they shoot up to Vancouver. They got Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. Roster. Yeah, see, this is the latest that I have, Flam. I got to update this. Kevin De Bruyne. 34 years old, 6th Premier. I know him very well. Great. He was great in FIFA when I was in college. So he's been around. 6 Premier League titles with Man City. Champions League winner in 2023. Player of the Year 2 times in the PFA. Released by Jenks Academy at 14 for not being committed enough. Became the player they later named a stand after. So he got a statue after they said he wasn't into it. Jeremy Doku. Doku's amazing. These guys have Doku. He's 23 years old, Premier League winner with Man City in 2024, most successful dribbler in the Premier League 2023-24, Belgium debut at 18, has a 91% top speed sprint percentage, among the fastest 5 players ever recorded by Opta in the Premier League. This man is a force. He's very good. He is scary. Romelu Lukaku on Napoli, 33 years old, Belgium's all-time top scorer, 90-plus goals. Wow, he's been in 2 World Cups. Serie A title with Inter, Premier League title with Chelsea in 2017. Wait, no. Manchester United 2017 was a Europa League. Wait, what is this? What? What is this stat? That's crazy. Spoke 7 languages by age 22. Dutch, French, English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and Lingala. Wow. Crazy stat. Amanda Onana. Amadou Onana, Aston Villa. 24 years old, FA Cup with Aston Villa, Premier League regular at Everton and Villa, Belgium starter, born in Senegal, raised in Belgium. Mom's family is from Cameroon, hence the connection to Andre Onana, no relation. Okay. Interesting. And then Trossard, the man on Arsenal, who had the massive goal versus West Ham just last week. FA Cup runner-up with Arsenal, Premier League goals and assists in Brighton and Arsenal, Euro 2024 starter, was a banker for 2 seasons in Belgium's lower divisions, quit when Genk offered him a senior contract at 22. Wow. That's fantastic. Style, 3-4-2-1. De Bruyne and Doku combining down the left. Lukaku as the focal point. Awesome jerseys, I will say, I will admit. They won't be a favorite, but they're still a good team. Could make noise. Let's see if Claude agrees. Tier 1 contender, semifinal, realistic. Claude seems to think they're still in it. They're still in it, Flame. They're still in the golden generation. So that's Belgium. 2014, they bounced us. Never forget it. Broke my heart. All right, folks, that was the 25th day. First one for Group G. That's how you do it. That's how you get it going. Today is Monday. It's the start of a new week. So wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on replay, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Get another camera angle in here to sign off. Say, my name is Dick Mark George. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place.